was released in 1991, was directed by Kathryn Bigelow, and it stars Keanu Reeves, Patrick Swayze, Gary Busy, and Lori Petty. This cult classic tale tells the story of Johnny Utah, played by Keanu Reeves, who is an FBI agent who infiltrates a gang of surfers who've been committing a spate of robberies across the area. But then things get really complicated when he devotes a certain loyalty and level of respect for the gang's leader, Bodhi, played by Patrick Swayze. As always guys, thank you for supporting this channel. Please keep on supporting it. If you're new to this channel for the first time, I want you to hit that subscribe button so you can follow this channel. Hit the alarm bell as well so you can get notifications from me when my video is going to be uploaded, and help give this video a like as well to help the channel grow. Point Break, another classic from 1991, was a wildly over-the-top yet entertaining film. On paper, it shouldn't have worked. An FBI agent infiltrating a gang who's committing a spate of robberies, and there happened to be surfers as well. That shouldn't have worked, but it did. Thanks to great writing, great direction, and some great performances from its two charismatic leads. Point Break is a beautifully shot and thoroughly entertaining film, and a well-paced film. This is a character-driven piece. It's not just about action. And it has got some awe-inspiring set pieces, from some brilliant surfing shots to an incredible skydiving sequence. That skydiving sequence was actually performed by Patrick Swayze himself. He was an accomplished skydiver, and he requested that no stunt double do this sequence for him. He actually do it, much to the fear of the producers and the directors. The real star of Point Break was its two charismatic leads. Patrick Swayze was showing that he was actually an actor, not a heartthrob. And he gave another good performance that made him step away from the heartthrob era. This was a role that required him to act. And he showed that he was a very compelling actor with his performance as Bodhi, the free spirit. And it was one of his best performances. And I know we all know him for Ghost and Dirty Dancing and Roadhouse, but this was one of his more stronger performances as an actor. Also, Keanu Reeves. Keanu Reeves, this was a very defining role for him, because this was a role that allowed him to be taken seriously as an action star. Prior to that, he had a small role in Parenthood, and he was well known for his role in Bill and Ted. He wasn't the first choice as an actor. There were others who were actually considered before him, but I'm glad that they chose him. The camaraderie between Swayze and Keanu Reeves on the film was incredible. To see how these characters were more alike than they were different was a really entertaining watch, and to see that transition and to see how the relationship develops was one of the high points of the film for me. And Keanu Reeves, whilst limited as an actor, he knows what he can do. And I know that producers and directors know that when they give this man the right script that has the right amount of lines, he can deliver. And this was a film that catapulted him to action superstardom, and after that he would go on to star in such hits as Speed, which was released in 1994, The Matrix in 1999, and another franchise which is by far his best, the John Wick films. Point Break is rounded out by a really good supporting cast, including Lori Petty and Gary Busy. Gary Busy, what an actor. And what was interesting was, prior to actually filming Point Break, he had actually suffered a near-fatal road accident, so he was still recovering at the time. There's something entertaining and charming about Gary Busy, that no matter what role you put him, be it dramatic, thriller, action, he will always come over as being somewhat comedic. And he was certainly like that. I remember he was like that in Lethal Weapon. He was certainly like that in Under Siege. And he was like that as Pappas in Point Break. He added a light comedic relief, which helped balance the film out perfectly. And whilst the relationship between he and Keanu Reeves was a bit palpable, I still found him a very entertaining element of the film. Point Break has some excellent set pieces, from shootouts, car chases, skydiving sequences, all handled competently by Kathryn Bigelow. Kathryn Bigelow is a very unique director, and her filmography is also unique as well. As a female director, she hasn't done what is expected of most females in Hollywood in terms of storytelling. She hasn't told the romantic comedy, the drama, or the tearjerker. No, this woman says, you know what, I can direct and tell an action story just as well as anybody else can. And this woman was formerly married to James Cameron, so I'm sure she picked up a few tips in terms of how to tell a story. And from her filmography, it has been nothing but consistent, hardcore action, but a great body of work. From Blue Steel, starring Jamie Lee Curtis, to films such as Strange Days, to The Hurt Locker, Zero Dark 30, films that dealt with the war and which earned her an Academy Award, to the harrowing but brilliant Detroit, which was released in 2017. All of these films were totally different in their narrative, but were all told by the same person. And I have never had an afterthought from a Kathryn Bigelow film where I've thought, okay, I've watched it and said that could have been handled better by somebody else. Or a more seasoned director could have directed this film. No, each and every film that she has done has just been as consistent and been as entertaining as the last. And she is certainly one of the best directors in Hollywood today. And like Jim Cameron, she hasn't done that many films, but her body of work stands. Point Break's legacy is that it is still an entertaining watch from start to finish. Brilliantly shot, it was a film that defied expectations. On paper, you had two heartthrobs that could have just been used as eye candy and the storyline would have taken second place. But no, the storyline is just as prominent as the acting. Point Break has been referenced in music, it has been referenced in films, particularly The Avengers.
No hard feelings, Point Break. You got a mean swing.
Welcome. Voice activation required.
Thor.
Access denied.
Thor, son of Odin.
Access denied.
God of Thunder.
Access denied.
Damn you, Stark. Point Break.
Welcome, Point Break.
And in 2015, a remake was made. And whilst this remake had a significantly larger budget, more set pieces, more grander visual effects, it lacked the charm of the original. It lacked the charisma of the two leads. And it felt more like a XXX / Fast and Furious film rather than a Point Break film. And whilst you can have all the visual effects and all the big budget explosions, if you don't have a good story, if you don't have a good narrative, if it is not a significant improvement or a match-up to the original, it won't work. And that was indicative of Point Break 2015. It received negative reviews. It currently holds 11% rating on Rotten Tomatoes. It was just unnecessary. Point Break's legacy is also that it influenced the first Fast and Furious film. Now you try saying that 5 times in a row. Because when you look at Point Break, when you look at Fast and Furious, the narrative is exactly the same. Do we have an agent who goes undercover to infiltrate a gang that's been committing a spate of robberies? Yes, we do. We had that in Fast and Furious. Did the agent build a relationship with the female member who was actually in direct contact with the leader of the gang? Yes, we saw that in Fast and Furious as well. In the finale sequence, after building up a rapport with one another, did the agent and the hero let the main villain go because of a level of loyalty and respect that he had for him? We saw that in Fast and Furious as well. So many similarities. And Fast and Furious owes a debt to Point Break. The only difference is Fast and Furious spawned several other films and a spin-off with Hobbs and Shaw. But Point Break, one of my favourite films from 1991. Still a classic, and one that should be in your DVD collection. And if you haven't seen it, I recommend that you do. So this is a film that I'll give a very strong 9 out of 10 to. So, that's my review. As always, guys, thank you for supporting this channel. Thank you for watching. Hit that subscribe button so you can follow this channel. Hit the alarm bell as well so you can get notifications from me when my video is going to be uploaded. Give this video a like as well. Leave your comment with what is your favourite scene from Point Break. Or what is your favourite Kathryn Bigelow film? Comment down below and I shall see you all on the next film review. Take care.